morning, Chicago. My name is Dominica Salabayude, and welcome to WGN News at 9.
Good morning. My name is Eric Mercer, and today we have news for you regarding the Chicago flood that recently occurred.
3 days ago, a tragedy struck when an estimated 250 million gallons of Chicago River water poured through a crack into a little-used network of tunnels under the Central Business District in the Chicago Loop.
This network of freight tunnels ran for 47 miles. Water flooded sub-basements across all the downtown area, affecting the homes of many families and business industries.
Now we're gonna go live with our reporter Jackie, who was at a woman's home where she experienced this tragedy first.
Hello, and thanks, Dominica. This is Jackie DeFanzo reporting live from the soggy ghost town, formerly known as the Chicago Loop. The reason why Chicago has taken a big hit from the flood is because the water doesn't have a place to go. Water typically will run off into another body of water, where it will infiltrate into the ground, which will later transfer back into a body of water. Since the city is very urbanized, the water is unable to infiltrate into the ground where there is too much water to run off right away back into the river. I'm sitting here in the home of Giovanna. Her house was one of the buildings affected by the flood. Thank you so much for having me here.
Hi, thank you. I am so devastated in the damage that has occurred. I got home from work early on April 19th. Our business sent me and my coworkers home early due to the extreme weather conditions. Then I found out my basement flooded and numerous things ruined.
When do you think you will be able to go back to work?
Hopefully soon. It has been difficult on me and I can't afford to be out of work much longer, but as of right now there is no set date.
How has it been living without electricity for so long?
My house is dark and very cold, but there's nothing I can do outside of the city because the city has been shut down. And my refrigerator is starting to smell because of all the spoiled food. And not to mention my cat was traumatized by the amount of water he saw in our house.
I'm so sorry to hear about that. This is a tough time for everyone. Do you mind if we take a look in your basement?
No, that's fine. We can go take a look. But before we go down there, I'm going to grab a flashlight with me because it's hard to see.
Due to this flood, her house as well as almost every house in the loop has no electrical power or natural gas, leaving the houses dark and cold. And now we are entering Giovanna's basement.
As you can tell, my floor has no carpeting. I had to rip it all up due to the mildew and mold. And all of the stuff on the floor is now in boxes because everything got destroyed.
How much of your items that you own do you think got destroyed from the flood?
Probably more than half. I lost a lot of photographs, a lot of memories lost.
What about the mold? Is there any hazards that they said that's...
A little bit. I'm still working on getting it all cleaned up. If you guys look over here, on April 19th when I came home, there was a fish flopping around right here. I didn't know what to do.
And how much of the water would you say filled your basement?
My basement was flooded up to here with water.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm still working on figuring out everything to do. Not only has it been rough financially not being at work, but it is also rough financially fixing everything up.
It looks like you've done a really good job for the past few days after this flood.
Thanks, I don't really have much to do, so I've just been cleaning, fixing everything up.
Well, thank you once again for letting us into your basement. And
back to you, Dominica.
Thank you, Jackie. This did not only affect people living in the Chicagoland area, but also big industries and private businesses. It is estimated that $1.95 billion will be lost during the time that the loop will have to be closed.
Some buildings even had 12 meters of water in their lower levels. Workers are desperately trying to get the city back on its feet sooner rather than later.
And we also have some breaking news for you. City officials knew about the potential problem since January. There was a slow leak discovered by TV company workers who were inspecting cables that ran through the tunnels. City officials were notified, but nothing was done.
Prior to them knowing, in September of 1991, a private contractor had driven new pillings into the riverbed, which has been placed in the wrong spot and punctured the ceiling of the freight tunnel below.
The cost of fixing the punctured ceiling was about a $10,000 contract, and the approval was withheld.
I see some possible legal actions that can be taken against the city for this.
It's amazing how nothing was done about this because so much money could have been saved.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
We will keep updating you as more reports roll in. We're reporting live from WGN News. Have a good day.